Hey everybody, Superfluous J here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we got 1,000 science, and we got some contracts to do stuff on Minmus, and we've got a bunch of anomaly surveyor contracts for Moon. I think I want to clear these Minmus ones out before we do anything, and I want to start, before I do that, I would like to get a space station in low Kerbal orbit that is co-planar with Minmus's orbit. So we have a target to launch to, and then we also have something to dock to do whatever if we wanted to. But specific orbit of Kerbin, probably not that useful. Inclination, yeah, it's basically polar. Doesn't really float my boat. Don't really feel like putting another satellite in orbit around the moon. Adjusted orbit and Minmus for 25 grand. Not really all that useful either. So I think I'm going to look here and see. I also don't want to do TMA 8. I don't know why. I just want to do these in order. So I'm gonna hold off on the anomalies for now. We also have two things I don't want to do. We can upgrade the crew capacity of Kerbal National Space Station. Yeah, none of these really jump out at me. I want basically build a space station. Crew a base or station. Add a science lab to a base. I'm not sure why it's not giving me another one. Here we go. Launch a new space station. Must have the hitchhiker is unmet. See, I have it though. Oh wait, maybe I need to purchase its ability here. Let's try this. Because I haven't actually like bought the part. I've just unlocked it. There's the stowaway and the hitchhiker. So if I go like this, and then I back out, this is a learning experience. And then we go into mission control, and then we go into bases and stations. Boom, launch to the moon space station. Now, I don't actually want to do that yet, but it's nice that it's there. That means that we're gonna get a contract like this for Minmus, because I want one for Minmus. Right, I actually want one for Moon. You know what? I think I'm gonna take it just so we have it. I want to put a space station around Moon, and I want to put one around Minmus, just not right now. But we're gonna pick it up here. Deployed science, gather deployed mystery goo observations from the surface of Minmus. Tell you what, we could do that. We did it on Moon. It's not that much harder to do that on Minmus. Exploration plus. Start exploring the sun. Not really what I'm thinking about. These are all things on Minmus here. Let's see if we have anything else. Nope, we don't have anything else for Minmus to do there. Splash down at Kerbin. Landed at the moon. We don't have a satellite. Survey. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and take that one. And we'll just get a whole bunch of temperature readings at Minmus. But first of all, we are going to launch Kerbal National Space Station 2 into a Minmus coplanar orbit. And I'm not gonna bother you with the specifics of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna build this thing, and I will be back in a second. And while we're going here, I figured I would show you what I'm picking up. I'm going to pick up bigger fuel tanks because I'm constantly wanting those. I think all these different connection possibilities are a good idea as well. Large solid rockets don't really jump out at me. These upgrades here don't jump out at me. If I wanted to do an upgrade, I would do this one. 200,000, which I honestly I might pick it up. This one here is 80,000, and I think this one's actually worth it. Let's go ahead and purchase this one. This gives us our probe cores normal and radial. Not super great, but it is nice. Really, the best one is this one, and I just can't justify dropping 200 grand on it at this moment here. This will help us launch things, including a fuel tank upgrade, which I think is a great idea. Honestly, 32 grand. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. Just make things lighter, I think is what these things do. I own all these things, so we're good with all that. Okay, then we got robotic parts and the grabbing unit. Probably not a bad idea. I don't really want these plain parts. Don't need the reentry module. I've already got the smaller ladder, I believe. I don't even know where it is, but it's somewhere really low on the tech tree. And that's really the only ladder I need right now. So EVA cylinders might not be a bad idea. More of these things, not an important aspect. Those aren't useful at the moment. Heat shield, nah. So I think that's basically it. These solid boosters, we already have bigger solid boosters than we really need. Let's go ahead and get bigger fuel tanks. And then these upgrades. Terrier, swivel, the swivel upgrade. Although, I don't know if they fixed the swivel yet in this mod pack. And I think I'll pick up this one just because it's more engines. More engines, more better. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back and build the Kerbal National Space Station Mark II Minmus Edition from this core right here, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, I have built the Kerbal National Space Station Part 2, and I have prepped it, but I have not yet launched it. And I'm just showing you here, we are equatorial as far as the moon's orbit is concerned. And if I could just do this, and if we zoom out a little bit, we're also where Minmus's orbit crosses. The Space Center's right here. And we want to launch north, 6 degrees. That's our goal. So let's go to the... we're going to have to go to the vehicle assembly building. It's not yet dawn, but that's okay. We have to go to the vehicle assembly building. We need to load this craft. It is kind of huge. It basically caps out what I can do right now. If you see here, we are 138 out of 140 tons. We have plenty more parts that we can put on here. We're also almost at the height maximum of the launch pad, and this is a big guy. He's got a mastodon on the bottom. He's got a skipper in the middle. He's got 2 huge solids that might end up crashing into the ship. I don't know. Let's go ahead though and make sure I have my crew set up correctly. Jeb and Black Hat are going up. Jeb mostly to get him off the surface, and Black Hat is going to, now that he's done something, he's going to sit here and wait for things to construct. That's the goal. Let's go ahead and just launch this thing because we've already saved it multiple times. And like I said, I don't know for a fact how well this thing's going to fly. So let's go ahead and in 3, 2, 1, launch. And I already see one problem. That is the solids are not what you would call strutted. But oh well. We'll live with it. Let's go ahead and tilt this guy a little bit, get him going. I think I forgot auto struts in their entirety. I'm sure we'll be fine. Yeah, we're coming out of the fairing, which is never a good sign. This is why I like to auto strut. Okay, we're going to revert to vehicle assembly. Auto strut is an important part. Let's go and auto strut this to root, like I like to do. Auto strut this to a grandparent. Auto strut this to root. Wherever it is, there we go, or root part. Auto strut this to root part. Wherever that is, there we go. And I don't want to show you the rest of the craft, but hey, here it is. And I think right at the top here, I'm going to auto strut this guy to heaviest part. Now we're going to save it and launch it again. And hit T and hit space and rotate it the roughly 6 degrees that we like to rotate it. Everything's already looking a little bit better. Just a couple struts is all you need. You don't need to go crazy with the auto strutting like a lot of people say you do. The people who say rockets are akin to spaghetti, they're not. The rockets in this game are nothing like spaghetti. If you like your spaghetti as wobbly as the rockets in this game are, you like your spaghetti far more al dente than I do. Okay, we have managed to not crash the boosters into the top stage, which is always good. We do have a very high apoapsis, which I kind of expected because we have we had a lot of beef off the pad. So I'm just bringing this down a little bit quicker than normal. We do have a very low thrust to weight on the upper stage, so it's okay that we're a little bit higher up than perhaps necessary. But still, because we were hitting the cap on a lot of the stuff, I had a little bit of a troubled time getting the amount of fuel that I wanted in this thing. So we've got a little bit of an issue with let's lock to prograde and see how that works for us. I had a little bit of an issue getting the amount of fuel I wanted. However, the space station itself has a lot of fuel on it, so if it has to help itself get into orbit, I'm not going to feel too bad about that. Our time to apoapsis is going down, but it is going down very slowly, so I'm not too concerned about it. It might not even make it all the way down to 40 before it turns around and starts going back up. It also might slowly go down until the end of time, especially because we just matched prograde to orbit here. Again, I'm not that concerned. It's nothing to really worry about. Let's go ahead and set min-miss as our target. Check our ascending and descending node here. We're right at it, and we're 0.7, which is fantastic. So I'm not gonna fix that. I'm not gonna bother fixing it now. We're getting down to close to 30 seconds. We're at 43 kilometers though, so I think we're fine. I think we pretty much nailed the tilt here. We'll fix it once we're in orbit, just to fix it. But like I said, not too concerned. Now, the space station itself has a very small engine. I think it's a Valiant. So that thing's not going to have very much thrust to weight. Yeah, 0.4. The engine we have currently, it's above 1 now, but it started out at 0.8. So there's that. I think I'm going to tilt this thing up a little bit because we are below 20 seconds to apoapsis, and I wouldn't mind it not dropping any farther. Looks like we've pegged it at 17. Now it's going back up to 18. That's cool. When it gets up to 20, I'll drop it down to 5 degrees. But not super eager to get it back down if that means this number is going to go down. But we've got 600 meters per second, so we're actually fine as far as fuel's concerned. We're gonna throw this thing away, which is a little annoying. So let's go ahead and mash this thing onto prograde and just crank up the speed here. I'm actually, again, surprised that we didn't end up using up all our fuel. But we're a lot closer than I thought we would be. So let's get this thing up to 100. There we go. And then we're going to coast it out of the atmosphere. We have plenty of electric charge. We've got a lot of batteries on this thing. But it looks like we're going to be tossing about 300 meters per second worth of fuel back into the atmosphere. Not going to save this stage. It's not worth saving, in my mind. But as soon as we get out of the atmosphere, I will bump our orbit back up to 100, and then we'll just get this guy into orbit. And there's a little bit of construction to be done, just because I want to do construction. I think it will be fun. I'm enjoying the orbital construction part of the game, and I like to do things I find fun. Min-miss is directly in front of us. I think that's it right there. You probably can't see it on the YouTubes, but there's a little dot right there. So, although it says it's above the horizon, so yeah, it's definitely right there. So that's min-miss. If I had distant object enhancement, it would be a little bit easier to see, but it definitely comes out as a bigger than a pixel. And almost to 70 kilometers. There we go. I'm just going to tap the engine, get it up to 100. There we go. Then we're going to kick this. Here's our ship, and all this stuff is important. You'll see why in a bit. We're going to also toss that stage and let it slip away. And at our apoapsis, we're going to get into orbit. Our apoapsis is pretty close to our ascending node, which makes me kind of want to do this just to fix that. And then maybe we can do the prograde burn as well. 96 to 105. It's going the wrong way. There we go. 99 to 102. Let's bring this back down. And that's a pretty good burn. 54 meters per second to do this. Let's also open our all solar panels, which is 2 of them. This guy aimed at this maneuver here. And we got a 13-second burn. Let's just go ahead and do it. Okay. Our orbit, our apoapsis is 100, our periapsis is 99. We are going to reach that periapsis very soon. So at this apoapsis, we are going to add a maneuver to bring this just up enough to get us at 100 on both. Meanwhile, our detritus is going to burn up in the atmosphere eventually. For all I know, it just did. And we're going to get our nice 100 by 100 orbit. I'm watching this more than that. There we go. 101.05 by 101.17. That right there is the kind of orbit I want. Let's go ahead and extend this antenna for no good reason. Let's wait. We want to be facing north again for no good reason. And let's go into construction mode, shall we? Oh, I always do that. Let's go ahead and lock this thing to normal. Let's go into construction mode. I've heard rumors on the internets. Let's actually get the doors in the sun. That if you move on the ladder a little bit, it stops the wobbling. So we're going to try that here. We're going to hit F5. And Black Hat is going to go on EVA. And he's going to go up and down a little bit. And then we're going to check our orbit here. Our orbit is already, well, it's not 101 by 100. And it looks to actually be stable. It's going up and down, but it's not going up any more than it did before. It's actually sitting there and not moving. 38. 38. It's staying on 38. And yeah, I think we're good. So move on the ladder a little bit. There's your solution to that. Okay, we are going to go into build mode, which makes me excited. What we're going to do here is we're going to do a lot of construction. Now, I've put ladders everywhere so people can grab onto ladders and do things. I've also got RCS, you'll see. That's something that is new to the space program. Our first job here is we're going to extend these docking ports out a little bit. So we want to take this docking port here and slap it on here for now. Then we're going to take this and we're going to slap it on here for now. And then we're going to go into translate mode and make sure it's snapped in the position I want it to. Then we're going to grab this and figure out which, if I hold down Alt, that's not letting me do it. That's annoying. There we go. That's what I want. And that'll put this docking port out away from the station. And that's what we're going to do with all these docking ports. Just get a... Actually, I guess I can just slap it right there. It doesn't really matter. Then we'll take this. Do that. And that. Take this guy off and just slap him on here. Doesn't really matter where he goes. Yeah, no, the reason I'm doing this is if you go into move mode and then you just click this, it kind of centers it where you would want it. In particular, it centers it where. Come on. There we go. It centers it where all the other ones are centered, if you know what I mean. It puts it in a predictable location. Also, you'll notice that these girders have a ton of nodes on them. That should make constructing a little bit easier in space if I want to stick things on those. That is one of my favorite named mods. That would be Superfluous nodes. I did not make this mod. I don't even pretend to take credit for it. It's just a great mod. It does exactly what you want. But anyway, there you go. That's that. We have now docking ports spread away from the station a little bit. Oh, I can't actually do the move thing on this because I noticed it's a little bit farther down than the rest of them. But I guess I'm just not going to worry about it. But now things can dock to these, and they're a little bit offset from the station, making them a little bit easier to dock to. And we got our solar panels out. We have if you look up here, we have a science returner, and then we also have this returner. These guys both have docking ports on them. Let me go out of construction mode, get back in my ship. Check our orbit again to make sure we didn't screw it up. 99 by 100. So it did lose 200 meters and gain 200 meters here. So it looks like we did actually move the ship a little bit. Even though we weren't moving because of the ladder, I think we were moving because of the orbital construction. I'm not going to worry about it now, but that makes me a little sad. So now we are going to... I'm going to hit F5 again because I don't know for a fact that this is going to work well. We're going to undock this guy and try to dock him here. He has no solar panels, so he might have trouble getting here before he runs out of battery charge. That's why I hit F5. So we're going to decouple this node. We are going to control from here, set this as a target, go into locked mode. He doesn't have reaction wheels? He has reaction wheels. He doesn't have comms. Is it because he's not hibernated, but I'm going to hibernate him now because he only has 120 electric charge. So we're going to get into comms here. Eventually. Oh, wait. He's in hibernation mode, so he'll never tell me he's in comms. Let's go hibernation on. Let's look at where we are. Yeah, we're in that terrible zone here. There we go. I think we have comms now. Yes, we have comms now. So, hibernation off. Now we can do this. But all he has is Monoprop. So we're going to go... he has Monoprop, yes. I don't know why this monoprop's not working. I'm confused. I'm going to hit F9 because something is wrong. So let's get our communications first here, and then we'll figure out what's going on with this monoprop, because if this monoprop thing doesn't work, I don't know why it wouldn't work. The only thing I can think of is if perhaps that RCS jet is not in exactly the right spot, like it's too far down or something. Let's go ahead and decouple, switch, control from here, SAS on, locked mode. Let's go ahead and set that as our target. Aim at it. Yeah, he can. Oh my God! I turned RCS. RCS wasn't on. How many of you were yelling at me that my problem was that RCS wasn't on? Okay, he can actually hold retrograde if he was going a little bit faster. Let's go ahead and hit caps lock to turn on slightly slower mode here. A little bit of flipping. I'm watching the nav ball more than anything else here. Okay, and I should be able to. It's a little bit of a hootenanny, but should be fine. I believe hootenanny is a technical term. Yep. Oh, that's a bit of a slap there. And he's actually going to, I feel like we're going to get thrown away. We got thrown away. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Let's try this again. Maybe acquire force should be lower. Let's go ahead and... try this again. Should probably have all this up. Yeah, we're fine on everything. We have plenty of electric charge and monoprop here. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, I'm going to hit F5 again because I think we're good enough that we're in a good enough situation that I'm not too concerned about it not working. In total, I'm more concerned about having to re-establish everything every time. Okay, that's pretty good. A lot better than it was. We'll just rotate it like this. That's actually fine. We'll just go with that. I'm actually going to flip over to you and set your acquire force down to 45% as well. And we're just going to let him kiss here. I'm actually going to turn SAS off again. And... oh, that's, yeah, this thing is crazy. Okay. I'm applying SAS backwards from how it's being, yeah, that's just nuts. Okay, I'm going to hit F9 to load the last quick save. Yeah, the problem is the the docking ports are crazily overpowered for what we need them to do. So let's go ahead and set down the docking ports even further. Oops. Locked mode. There we go. We're on the space station, though. Which I think we're already on... No, we're not on locked mode on this guy. There we go. Locked mode. Docking port. Don't have caps lock on. Yeah, I need these really, really small maneuvers here. There we go. Okay, this should do it. Assuming we don't screw it up. There we go. Okay, we just gotta turn off SAS, rotate it a little bit, and boom, we're docked. Okay, 20% apparently is sort of what you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that right now. We're also getting close to night, so let's go ahead and set this down to 20%. Set this down to 20%. Because we're going to be doing the same thing. 25 is probably fine. We're going to be doing the same thing with the other ship. Let's go ahead and warp it to sunrise here. Because the other thing we don't want to do is this at night. Okay. And now we're going to undock you. I'll decouple you. Then control from here. Set this as our target. We have solar panels in the way. We also might have less electric charge than we had before. Yeah, a little bit, but not too much. We also don't have RCS on this guy. We have an engine. So let's go ahead and activate that engine. Thrust limit him way down. There we go. Get him out here a bit. It says we're going 0, but we weren't. So that's why I kept tapping it. Okay, so now I'm gonna get over here. Give myself retrograde. Watching the electric charge. Looks like we'll be fine. Then I'm going to stop him right about here. We lost comms. Grr. There's really no reason for that because Jeb could easily have been in the ship, and he should have been in the ship. There's no reason why. Whoops. I need to find a way. Oh my, where's... I need to find a way to turn on that SAS thing when you get out of the ship. It used to not be a thing that you had to worry about, and I don't know why you have to worry about it now. Come on, let me board. Okay. Now the Jeb's in the ship. we can do this, get retrograde. Should have done this first. If this fails for any reason, I'm going to restore from whatever quick save I left and fix that, because that was dumb. And I don't want to lose the whole thing because of it. Okay, so a little bit, there we go. Okay, I think we'll be fine. Actually, we have a pretty good lineup here. So, you know what? I'm going to commit to this with an F5. A little bit of forward thrust. And turn off the computer. Let everything situate. That felt like it should have docked. Come on. Basically, when the docking port gets in the center there, I kind of expect it to lock. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now Jeb can there we go. Transfer himself back into the cupola where he belongs. And let's rename this thing. Actually, let's configure vessel naming. This is going to be always Kerbal National Space Station 2. This is always going to be yeah, so yeah, this is going to be returner. And it's a lander, I guess. And yeah, that's fine. And then this guy here is always going to be science returner, and we'll make it a lander as well. That way it will it will always be named that when it undocks. And we're done. We're ready to call this an episode. Next episode, we're going to come up here. We're going to dock with this thing, refuel, do whatever, and then head off to Minmus to do those missions that we failed to do previously. I hope you're looking forward to that. I am definitely looking forward to doing it. I'm Superfluous J, and I will, as always, talk at you later.